That's a fun start to the morning. Namaste, welcome, welcome. This literally started itself before I was ready, so I'm just still checking that the mic. Okay, I think it's working. This is so perfect for this sunrise session. Why can't I stop thinking? The little I, having fun, starting the live stream on its own before the mic is even turned on, all on its own. So, welcome, welcome, namaste. This is the sunrise session. The sun beat us up a little bit. Not beat us up like battered us, but came up from that horizon before I got here today because my son woke up early. I wanted to spend some time, so that was fine and nice and beautiful. So today we're going to it's going to be a shorter one, I think. Or do I think? Why can't I stop thinking? And so in the title here, the little I, is a small I. And that's for a reason. It's for a purpose. The little I is a small I because the answer to this question is too simple. It's too simple for the mind, it's too simple for the eye, that it overlooks it, that it denies it, that it says it's not possible, that it can be this way. Why can't I stop thinking? It's like asking the question, why can't water stop being wet? Why can't a rock stop being hard? Why can the sun not stop shining? Why can't clouds stop moving? Why can't the eye stop thinking? It's very simple. It's too simple. So we have to go in a roundabout way. We have to let it reveal itself rather than just go straight out and say it. Because the, the little I, the egoic self, the separate, the me, has so many different methods of self-preservation that, especially simple things, it doesn't want to accept. It will do everything in its power to distract and subvert the simplest revelations of oneself to oneself, and it's an act of self-preservation. The little me, the little I, needs to preserve it. So by the end of this video, we will answer the question, why can't I stop thinking? But we need to go some roundabouts. We need to dance around a little bit so that it's little me, little person, little I, its defenses drop a little. Because its whole being, mental as it may be, has a built-in self-preservation. Like most of life, most like animals and plants, they have a self-preservation. So the little me, the person, the I, has a built-in self-preservation mechanism. And it, unlike animals and plants, has so many different angles and mental and emotional and physical ways in which it will, which it believes it will preserve itself with. So when we ask the question, why can't I stop thinking? We are opening Pandora's box. We're opening something that will, by awareness, self-destruct itself. And it's not in a violent way. It's again, it's too simple. It's too simple for words. It's too simple to say. So the self-preservation of the ego, the small me, the I, the person, is a continuous working progress using feeling, using thought, using emotion to clothe itself, to continuously surround itself with that which confirms its existence. So if we look at the broadest picture, the absolute, we can't look at it, we can only look as it. But language falls down when we talk these untalkables, the unthinkables, the untouchable. So the all of everything, source, God, prime reality, is all that there is. And we could talk about it as an energy, even though nothing that we can say can actually talk about it, but we can go around the surface and potentially reveal something about something that truly cannot be revealed. But the revelation is, so we could talk that it's an energy. The all that is an energy, and there's nothing existent apart from that energy. And that energy is self-luminous. Its beingness is unto itself. It doesn't need something, it doesn't need sustenance or something to survive. It doesn't need awareness or consciousness of something. It doesn't have needs or desires. It doesn't have a form, an idea, a name. It doesn't have anything. It's just this. It's just what is. It's just silence. And it's the all of everything. It's the energy of all things and no thing and beyond. Because the energy of everything is what it is, it has no way of experiencing itself. Imagine if all that existed on this screen now was just this pure, brilliant white light. Everything, all the other stuff, there was just pure, brilliant white light. Pure, brilliant white light would not become pure, brilliant white light anymore. Pure, brilliant white light is only pure, brilliant white light in relationship to grey cloud, to brown sand, to white jumper, to brown skin, to brown hair, or whatever. Things in the relative world are only what they appear to be in relationship to something else, and this is where duality is born. So the energy of the all that is there is no duality. There's nothing other than it, so it can't experience itself or know itself. So, oh my God, is this dog going to come and try and knock me off this cliff? Let's see. Hello. There's God. God's appearing. God. Dog. There's another dog here on one of these sunrise sessions. Got very excited and jumped over all of my stuff and left it dirty and had some fun. So yes, the all of everything is self-luminous. It's unto itself. It doesn't have another. It doesn't need to know itself. It doesn't have anything outside of itself as a reference point to know itself. So I was going to. The intention was to keep it simple today. We've just gone straight to absolute, but whatever the intentions is, just whatever else is appearing, that's it. So, in order for some, let's say, pure, brilliant white light, in an example here, to experience itself as pure, brilliant white light, it has to contrast to the other things that we see here. Otherwise, it has no experience of itself, it's no knowing of itself. So, the energy of the all that is, God, source, whatever we want to call it, it's none of those. To experience itself must experience something that appears not to be itself to contrast itself. So the all of everything, or pure brilliant white light, can contrast itself to this only in relationship to it. It needs distance between it, and it needs difference. So it needs distance and difference. And so so that's time, space, form. So why can't I stop thinking The I is a dream. It's a beach within the dream of brilliant white light. It's the sand. It's a vision appearing as sand when all there is pure brilliant white light. And the I can't stop thinking because the I is a thought itself. It's a thought within the energy of all that is that encompasses all of everything. So the I can't stop thinking because the I is a thought itself. So the I, the little I, is a thought in the mind of the big I, the grand I, the energy of God's source. And so this thought, again, self-replicates, funnily enough. It self-replicates and it also self-preserves, because whenever it falls back into itself and recognizes its mental self, that realization dissolves itself. It's death, it's self-destruction. So it must continue to preserve itself through thought, through emotion, through feeling. So all that is, the energy of all that is, can experience itself because it is all that is, unless it creates distance, dimension, unless it creates some sort of difference, distance and dimension, time, space, and form. And so this is where universes come from. This is the multiverse. This is galaxies. This is planets. This is people. This is little I. All of these are degrees of thought, of first thought, God's thought. So that you are a thought in the mind of God. Let's try and make it a bit more tangible. You are a thought in the mind of God. You are a neuron in the brain of divinity. And so whenever we say, we say, my mind won't stop, or I can't stop thinking, it's literally impossible. Because the very nature of I is a thought itself. And this is something you can really tangibly, it's not just some far off, mystical, esoteric idea. You can literally follow with your direct experience and actually show this to yourself. By just as simple as asking the question, to whom do these thoughts appear, is one that I love. Whenever thoughts are appearing, who are they appearing to? And then we follow thoughts back, and we find a thought: I am body, I am man, I am woman, I am age, I am whatever they happen to be. But try and find something about yourself that you can present, or that you can actually tangibly know that is not a thought. Try and find it. Try and find some part of yourself that is not a thought. And when we really investigate this with, not in a mental way, of course, we don't want to do this in a mental way, thinking, because the thought to say, I think I am a body, I feel pain, I wake up and I go to sleep. We don't want to do this in a mental way. We just want to just simply with awareness, not to try and prove something in a tangible, logical way, because of course tangible and logical can never get this. It can't, like it eats itself. This message will self-destruct in no time. But with awareness, just looking without necessarily looking for an answer. Beautiful flock of birds flying in a bee at the moment. So just with your awareness, just gently, just pondering, is there any part of this story of me, this little I, the story of birth and body and life and all the things that happened to me and all the things I've done and all the things I didn't do and all the things I want to do, can you find any reality of them that is not a thought like any other thought? Now, I should say, this thought is very strong. This thought is very realistic and very convincing. The body goes to sleep, the body wakes up. The things that were there when you went to sleep are still there. The ideas and memories and thoughts and desires and fears are still there. This thought is very convincing. So it's not, it would be very reductive to say that it is just like any other thought. It is the core thought of the separate self, around which all other thoughts revolve and have their being and have their life. So it is a little bit too simplistic to say that it is just like those others. It is the core thought, it's the centerpiece, it's the kingpin, it's the one in the middle to which all other thoughts are attracted. This is where the law of attraction comes from. They're attracted in this, like I've seen visions of this, it's like a swirling energy and a magnetic energy, and it's all thought is attracted to this central core thought, I. The thought I. When we say I, that's a thought. So this core thought is so nearly every practice, process, modality, meditation that's not meditation, contemplation, concentration. Real meditation is when there is no I. But pretty much every practice, process, modality, every single thing that we're taught to do on a spiritual path or a self-development path works on the outer layers of thought that are built on and have their being and have their life from this central thought I. And so what we're offering here and inviting here is to not stay on that, because that will never end. It's like a whirlpool, but it will never end. It will continuously draw thought, emotion, trauma, feeling, ideas, desires, aversions. It will never stop. And all of the modalities work on that outer, not all of them, the direct path and like non-dual, it takes you to, okay, all of this is happening, all of this is swirling, and all of this feels very real to the person, all of the emotion, all of the trauma, it all is this swirling. But if we come into this central question, who is the I? Who is the I that is the center of all of these? And question, without bypassing or without trying to deny, is like, what is the reality? What is the source? Who is this? What is its reality? Is it, and does it have any reality beyond a thought? I. Think of anything that's ever happened in your life, the most beautiful things, the most traumatic things, it's a thought. This body is this is one of the most convincing in this reality, is this body is like, it's real, it feels it. If I nip my arm, I feel it. But what actually is the body? Is there a tangible thing called the body that you can point to and present? You had a body when you were in the womb. You had a body when you were born. You have a changing body the whole way through this life. Is it something that is stable that you can, whenever you close your eyes, where does the body go? The body changes into feelings. Whenever you open your eyes and you're not looking at a mirror, where is the body? You can look at your hand, but it's always changing, and it's never the same. And it might look and feel, and it's meant to look and feel real and solid. But even modern science now is seeing that this is just energy, and it's energy being decoded by by the senses. And so the body is the most challenging one to overcome. But if we close our eyes, where does the body go? The body is made of thought. It's the most realistic and most tangible one that and it's the most challenging one to overcome. In this idea is that I do feel pain. I have experienced coming and going. I have experienced challenges with my body. I do feel sickness. I do feel wellness. And that's meant to be that way. But if we look at our direct experience and just with awareness, is there any part of this reality that I can point to that is anything other than thought? And if we do this with sincerity and not with logic, we will find that there's nothing to find. It's like peeling an onion. So the onion is the body, feels very real, tastes very nice, smells sometimes nice, smells sometimes not so nice. It can be amazing when you cook it. It can be beautiful when you pluck it out of the ground. It can make your eyes water. But ultimately, when you peel back the layers at the center, there's nothing there. It was just a temporary experience, and that's what the body is like. And so, why can't I stop thinking? Again, we'll go back to the start. It's like, why can't water stop being wet? Why can't the sun stop shining? It's nature is thought. And so whenever we accept that and allow that and let it be that way, then thought can just appear and go. It's like the teachings in what is called meditation. Again, I'll not go into it. We've gone into it in other videos. What is meditation? What's concentration? What is contemplation? But pretty much everything that's called meditation is either concentration or contemplation. Meditation doesn't need any words. So when we, the idea when we sit and empty our mind or stop thought, or why do I have these destructive thoughts, or why do I have these self-loathing thoughts, or why do I have these annoying thoughts, or why do I have the whatever, beautiful thought. No one complains about the beautiful thoughts when I think, wow, I love myself today, or this is a beautiful. No, it's generally the thoughts that we don't want. Whenever we accept that the very nature of our experience, the very nature of our being is way beyond thought, but let's keep it at least a little bit grounded, as it was supposed to be simple today, is that the very nature of I, the very nature of this world, the very nature of the rock of everything that we experience is a thought. So we don't have to try and stop thinking or remove thought or change thought or evolve thought or improve it in some way. All we do, and it's not a doing, in essence, is we just recognize with awareness that all of this is just a thought. And this thought will continuously self-sustain itself in all its little ways and tricks and means and desires and aversions and thoughts and feelings and emotions that revolve around this central thought I. So if we just accept that the nature of this reality is thought, not the nature of absolute reality, the nature of this relative reality, which is the vast majority of the human experience, then we realize, why can't I stop thinking? Is because I am a thought. Again, in this relative reality, as a body, as a mind, as a feeling, I am a thought. Then when we free ourselves from that I have to think a certain way, I have to improve, I have to become something, I have to become enlightened, I want to get better thoughts, I want to put all the bad thoughts away, and I want to keep all the good ones, and everything's going to be perfect, just like all the personal development gurus promise. Just like all of the enlightenment teachings promise, and just like all the ascension, everything's in the same boat here. The ascension. When I think myself into the fifth dimension, it's going to be so much better, and I can leave behind that horrible thought of the third dimension. It's all ridiculous. It's all a thought. So whenever we see that thought, then we drop into this piece of just all of this is thought. There's many different ways in which this thought can appear, but I am, in this relative reality, just a thought. And so whatever is appearing now, it's momentary, it's fleeting, and no matter how intense the emotion is, no matter how deep the trauma is, no matter how high the high is, no matter how low the low is, there is just a thought, a moving thought, a changing thought, a coming and going thought. And if we just become aware of that it's not something separate from us, and there's good thoughts and bad thoughts, and this one, I want this one and don't want this one, we're just aware that the I comes, the I goes, the I is happy, the I is sad, the I is simply a changing thought, and we get to watch it. We get to feel it. We get to feel the highest highs, we get to drop to the lowest lows. We are the awareness that is noticing this. Then you don't have to try and stop thinking. You never have to, but the mind and our idea that we need to change or improve or get better thinks that it should be different, and thinks that if I can just empty my mind, or if I can improve my thoughts, or if I can evolve or ascend the thinking or my experience. So why can't the I stop thinking? The I is a thought. Thought is the nature of this whole reality. The whole universe is a mental universe. It's a thought in the mind of God. Whenever we accept that and we acknowledge that and we embrace that and we allow it to be, then the thoughts that we have resisted, paradoxically, the things that we wanted to change, will just evolve and dissolve and revolve by themselves like they always have been. Because one of the greatest, one of the strongest self-preservation properties of this I is that I can do things. I can make this happen. I am in control. I am choosing. I have free will. I am powerful. I am this. I am that. I'm talking about egoic power here. I'm talking about little me power, little I. And it thinks that I can do it. And what it does is self-sustain its illusion of power. Again, little me power. We are wisdom, love, power in the grandest sense. We're talking little me power, the little I that wants to stop the thinking or change the thinking or improve the thinking or ascend the thinking. I am aware. And it's not an I, me, that is aware, like the witness is aware of this. No, there's just awareness. I awareness. I first thought that has no second. So why can't I stop thinking? Because thinking is I's nature. So whenever we allow awareness to see all thought and let the good come with the bad and the positive come with the negative, everything can evolve, revolve, dissolve in its own nature without us. It's like, what are we doing to make these waves happen now? How, it's like this is an unpopular one. You do not create your reality. If you create your reality, make an eyeball, make a baby, make the sea go backwards, turn the earth the other way, make life exactly as you want it today. Tell time to go backwards. And all of these things we can experience in truth. But this idea that we create a reality gives this false thought, this false I, a grander sense of itself, in which its um, its uh, self-preservation gets stronger and stronger, and so we then feel like I've done something wrong. I'm not doing the law of attraction. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough to make this happen. I'm doing it wrong. This next guru's got the secret. They haven't told me the right way, or I haven't understood. They're keeping something back from I. I'm doing it wrong. Look, other people seem to be able to do this. All these people can create their reality on Instagram. Their life is perfect. It's like, it's so sneaky. It's amazing. It does an amazing job of self-preservation. So, we went on roundabouts and swings and all around and up and down and in and out to say, the I cannot stop thinking because it is its nature and it will never stop. Who we are is awareness that is non-phenomenal, is not a thing aware of something else. We are just awareness in which thoughts appear. And the thought is the ocean, the thought is the sky, the thought is the sun, the thought is I'm not good enough, I am good enough, I am worthy, I am unworthy, all of these things. So when we allow ourselves just to be awareness, and again, this is not about detachment or leaving the world behind and saying this is lower dimensional stuff, this lower thought. No, let awareness and God self, the energy of God, the energy of source, has all the room for every experience, all the highest emotions, all the trauma of war, the joy of union, the experience of expression. It's just all mental in nature. It's all thought. And whenever we see the thought that we are, yeah, the thought of gull, is having a little laugh up there, the gull thought, it's all mental in nature, it's all thought. And don't take any of these words for granted or for gospel. Explore your experience with openness, with not trying to get an answer or trying to find some logical or linear end. Just become aware of the mental nature of everything, most especially the little I. So, apparently this was short, and now we've gone over 31 minutes. I have no idea how that is short in comparison to an hour, so absolutely, that little thought. So, hope this has served you, not the little I. This will not serve the little I at all. This will not serve any form of thought. It actually doesn't serve anything, but it opens the door to self-service, the service of self, the recognition of self, the remembrance of self. And there's nothing wrong with thought, and we don't have to stop thinking, and we don't have to stop feeling, we don't have to stop rising and falling. Everything just is as it is, and we are the awareness that allows it to be experienced, so we are God's gift to herself. Going to leave it there. Thank you all so much. This has been the Sunrise Sessions. We had a little shaky start, but we are here. Until next time, from my heart to yours, the divine in me sees, loves, and honors the divine in you. Namaste. We are